Hi.
Do you know where I can find the outlet? The electrical outlet?
Good question. Maybe inside, if you sit at one of the benches.
You've been here since when?
We opened in October of 2014.
Sadly, it's the first time I've gotten to come here, but I'm glad to be able to.
The donuts that I put on my glasses, I can't see anything. I think it's really cool.
Wow.
This is part of the original funding of the Eisenhower.
We got some trucks earlier. The cloud got in the way.
Dedicated to dome to Scobee. After the
Now, they were with you for 2 years, or
they didn't do a full degree program. I think he was
Hey Bob, can we go live now?
actually trained to fly.
Oh, we are live. Beautiful.
747.
All right, guys, we are live.
that was at Lackland.
Thanks, Bob. Just make sure
That's where he was.
We're live right now? All right. We are talking about Dick Scobee, the pilot, the commander of the space shuttle that the Scobee Center is named after. And so we're at the Scobee Center downtown San Antonio, and I'm here with Rick Varner. You are the director of community engagement. So basically the big PR network of the Scobee Center. I've seen you all over YouTube, all over the place. And today we're on social media channels all over America. This is exciting. I mean, it's only 10:30 and there's already so many people here. Good morning to you, Rick.
Good morning. We're just starting the beginning of the partial eclipse, and we're looking forward to the clouds clearing out when we get to the Annular, which is a little bit closer to noon.
Yeah, because right now, I mean, we're probably 95% cloud cover, and that's not what we want. But we've got, what, an hour and 20 minutes to clear this out.
Yes, and we've got a lot of other things going on. And so for the most of the people here, they're taking part in the activities that are going on. They'll be in the planetarium. They're getting a chance to talk to our speakers, do micronaut activities. It's a festival environment.
Who all is here? You mentioned some speakers, and are they speaking inside?
They're going to be at the Boeing Company stage, which is out here on the plaza. We've already had Robert Reeves of Celestron Telescope and Mark Zastro of the Astronomy Magazine. Dr. Jeffrey Bennett will be speaking here in just a little bit. He's an astrophysicist. He's one of the gentlemen responsible for the creation of the scale models that are up in DC in front of the Air and Space Museum, and Storytime from Space. Those are his programs. But he has a book called Totality for younger readers. He'll talk about that in a little bit. They'll actually sell his books, and he'll go back and autograph them for folks a little bit later.
We're talking a little bit about the history right now of the Scobee Center and what's happening today, because we are in kind of the cloud cover mode here with hopes that all this clears out in the next hour or so. But, you know, a lot of people, why San Antonio? You know, you think of space, you think of Houston, you think of northern Alabama, Florida, but there's space history here. I mean, I guess going back to where the commander went to college here, and it goes even before that, right?
Absolutely. The Brooks Medical Center was where a lot of the procedures for the early Apollo astronauts took place. And so if you'll remember, when President Kennedy made the trip into Dallas that many years ago, he actually stopped here to do a dedication at the Brooks Medical Center. And so he stayed downtown in San Antonio, went to the Brooks Medical Center, left here for Fort Worth. And every astronaut that basically went through the Apollo program early on, at some point or another, came through San Antonio.
Because we were talking earlier, a lot of them are fighter pilots back in the day. They flew planes, and they probably started at Lackland.
A good possibility. In fact, most of the early military pilots trained in San Antonio, and they started here and went to different places.
Now, of course, things are changing in this day and age where there's almost autonomous rockets firing, and they're sending just about everybody to space, which in a way, I mean, is cool because almost everybody can do it now, but I mean, there's still quite a need for future trained engineers, pilots. What's the best way for somebody to be a part of the space program? Is it to get into the Air Force? Is it to study as a physicist?
Every STEM career has a pathway through one of the NASA programs. Before I came to Scobee, I had the opportunity to work with the Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland as an educator. And so I worked to share what NASA does with teachers and educators and informal and formal students, people all across the northeast of the United States. And then my pathway brought me here. But if you go to a NASA center, they're like cities. They have every kind of job possible. So if you want to be in any of the STEM careers, that door opens a little bit more. And of course, most of the people who work on space don't go to space. So you need a lot of engineers, a lot of mathematicians, people who know how to set up the systems that keep astronauts safe and to launch them and bring them home.
It's amazing, the space program. I mean, going to be launching people to space maybe from Boca Chica in South Texas, and there's so many jobs in the space industry. I know a few years ago it seemed like there was a big pause. Kids didn't want to be astronauts anymore. It was like, where's the space program going? But I think it really seems like it's picking back up in the last few years.
Just like when the Apollo 17 ended in that program era, there were a lot of folks who wanted to know why NASA closed. Just then the shuttle retires and people want to know why NASA closed. There are 10 NASA centers that are all doing amazing, interesting work, and it never closes. It's always working. And it's not just about sending people into space. They're studying deep space, like the James Webb Space Telescope is up now. We've got scientists in the building from Southwest Research Institute, which is here in San Antonio, and they have their fingerprints on spacecraft across the solar system. And so it's about studying farther and deeper into space, not just putting people out there.
Let's show folks around you, Lee, a little bit of what's out here as well. And we've been talking with Rick Varner. He is the man here at the Scobee Center, and I've been putting him on the spot. I didn't know, how long do you have to talk? I know you have you got a few more minutes, because we're just streaming, we're just showing folks around. I noticed there's a little bit of sun trying to come out right now, and I haven't even been able to look up at it because there's been no need to at this point. But Rick, do you have your glasses?
Yeah, I've got these plastic ones I got. There is no sun visible through them yet.
No. Okay. Oh yeah, because you have to have full-on sun really to be able to see through the glasses, right?
Yeah, pretty much when you put the solar glasses on, the only thing you see is the sun. If you see any other kind of light, then there's a question whether or not you have legitimate glasses.
Is there a marking on the glasses that you would look for?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look on the back, there should be something that says ISO, which is an international organization for standards, and the number that you're looking for is 12312-2. And those are glasses that have met the requirement for safely looking at the sun. They're thousands of times darker than regular sunglasses.
Yeah, sunglasses won't cut it.
No. And again, if you can see anything other than the sun through your glasses, then you need to question whether or not they're good glasses.
Yeah, that's that. Remember that. And too, I was reading that because we see some people with fancy equipment, they all need sun filters, right?
Correct. If you think of anything with a lens being pointed at the sun, it's kind of like taking a magnifier and burning grass or whatever, that it magnifies the sun, which already...
Ants. I went after ants, okay, but yeah. I never got one, so it's okay.
That could happen, but it's, anything that concentrates the sun, it's producing more than 1,300 watts per second, and so it very quickly can burn something. And so if you have a camera that doesn't have the right filtering on it, it'll tear up the camera or hurt whoever it is that's trying to look through it.
And I believe we have a shot there, Yuli, of a little DIY filter that you guys have put together for the public. Did you build that?
Yeah, I did. And we had a lot of that PVC.
That was a joke. I didn't even know that.
I actually did build that. What I did is I worked with Rainbow Symphony, that is one of our providers of the glasses, and they're authorized through the American Astronomical Society as a trusted vendor. And I bought rolls of the material that they put in the glasses. So this is the actual authenticated filtering material. And we created basically what is an awning. And so as we're looking right here, for example, there's a person with a wheelchair who could roll up behind that and look up through the awning. You probably could take a quick photo with a camera through there, but it's a different approach. We also have some larger glasses, a blow-up version of our glasses off to the side, and that's a company also that makes those out of Rochester. Same sort of thing, they just have the nice framing that makes it look kind of cool.
Do you know if you can put the glass lens part that's on your glasses in front of your cell phone lens and take up, does it work through that?
It's really designed to protect your eyes, and for the most part you run the risk of hurting your phone, especially with phones that have multiple lens openings on them now. If you don't get everything covered just right, then again you're opening yourself or your phone, which may be more sensitive than your eyes, to damage.
Well, Rick,
and I'm sure that'll void your warranty, whatever that is.
I've enjoyed talking to you here. I know you have a lot more people to talk to. So I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to it. I will do my best to clear these clouds out but it is looking a little clear just since we've been talking.
Out over here, yeah.
So
watching the clouds move about.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Good to talk to you. I don't know if now would be the good time for maybe to switch the feed to check out what YouTube is looking like. I'm meteorologist Brad Souter. We're at the Scobee. It is the day of course, well, the eclipse, the annular eclipse. Have a look around again, and just let us know if you guys do switch the feed over. But there's not going to be much to see yet from inside the planetarium just yet. But NASA is going to be streaming on YouTube, so at times we'll probably flip that on for you. Folks are excited. Kids are happy to be here. Oh yes. And they know how to pose too. I love it. Fire hat, pink fire hat. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Several different media conglomerates here at the Scobee. We know NASA is here. Several local media. The Weather Channel is here. And it's almost a fair, really. Number of vendors, there's food. So, hey, if you're at home right now, there's parking. You might have to walk just a few minutes, and you'll get here before the eclipse. All right, there you go. There's the shot. Yeah, hey, we got a good audience here. Hey, folks, I might even be able to answer a couple of questions. I love that you're tuning into this. Where's this event? We're at the Scobee in San Antonio, Texas. We are in the path of totality. This here, 100% annularity would be the better way to say it. Totality is normally associated with a total eclipse. Annularity, and the word annular, don't confuse it with annual, but annular means ring. So it's a ring around the sun, or you just see a ring of the sun. Of course, it is the moon where you have 100% of the moon, but the moon is not quite big enough to cover up the entire sun like a total solar eclipse is. So that is where we are. Yeah, people, Michael, you're right, sure cloudy out here. Yeah, all right, there's some of the clouds right now. And we have, the sun is there, yeah. We would need a solar filter if we're shooting directly at the sun, even on the camera lens, because we were talking earlier with Rick, and your camera can be damaged. Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk to everybody out here. You guys ready to go? Y'all excited? Are y'all from San Antonio?
Yes, we are. Yeah, San Antonio, born and bred.
Awesome. Is this your first eclipse?
No.
No, you're.
No, I've seen a few.
Really? So you've traveled to see them then?
I guess I've been lucky. I've seen them in a few different places.
Awesome. Awesome. Are you a service member?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Well, it's exciting. Get yourself something to eat. Enjoy the time. Appreciate. Tell me your name.
My name is Sean.
Sean. Nice to meet you, Sean.
All right,
I'm
thank you.
Brad. Yeah. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Hi, guys. Sean said he's seen several eclipses in his day. It was getting a bit lighter there for a second, but back off to the west, there is quite a bit of clearing taking place, so I'm feeling confident. So yes, the partial eclipse is occurring right now, very, very partial. It started about 20 minutes ago, and it would just be a slight little sliver of the sun that is covering this right now. So we are looking at just a slight little sliver of it. Just have to get the sunshine to make its way into the area. We're going to be out here for the next hour and a half or so through its total annularity. Hi guys, how we doing? Probably thousands of people out here at the Scobee Center. This is the campus of San Antonio College in San Antonio, Texas. And Scobee, maybe a name you might be familiar with, but this center was dedicated to Dick Scobee in 1994. He was the commander of the Space Shuttle Challenger in, of course, 1986, where it came to a tragic end. And it exploded shortly after takeoff as it was going into full power. But this, he went to school here, he and his wife. I knew he did, but Rick was telling me earlier that he and his wife, the Scobees, went to school here. And he was the commander. So there's also a Challenger exhibit inside of the Education Center. So that's pretty great.
Can you swap the seats in NASA so we can just take a little break and also get a line of everything? Guys have another
For the next few minutes, you guys, we're going to switch the feed over to NASA, and the NASA shot is going to come out of inside here. So you'll see exactly what we're seeing. And I'll come back with you here in just a little bit because I'm not going to let you miss anything at all. Say it again.
I asked for NASA.
Okay, yeah, we're going to switch it over, guys. But hey, it's good to see all of you. I'm so thankful that you're here. I'm meteorologist Brad Souter, and we are going to check back in with you real soon. So here is what we're seeing.
You think about it, there's like a spotlight shining on Albuquerque, and I think it's probably the best place in the whole wide world to be right now. Today, balloon fiesta and an annular eclipse. I can't imagine anything better.
And how do you feel about an annular eclipse falling at the same time as the event this year?
It's just fantastic. I'm so happy to be here with you all, and Mother Nature has provided us the perfect sky today. Looking this direction, I don't see a single cloud. There's a bite out of the sun already, like it's bitten out of an apple, and I just am so excited to see the annularity.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being with us today. I'm really excited to enjoy the annular eclipse together.
Me too.
So next, we are honored to hear from NASA Administrator Bill Nelson.
Hey everybody, we are so excited that you're joining us today for this solar eclipse. It's when the moon passes between the Earth and the sun. It's a big day for NASA scientists because eclipses present unique opportunities to study the sun. And what we learn from these eclipses, along with our heliophysics research, has incredible benefits for our human exploration. The sun is a powerful, hot, glowing ball of hydrogen and helium, and it actually holds together the entire solar system. Without its energy, we couldn't exist here on Earth. Just think, it influences everything. What we do on Earth, growing crops, our economics. It even affects our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. We see its influences reflected throughout our culture as well, in art, music, religion, sports. And when you look up today with your eclipse glasses, I hope you're going to remember all the ways that the sun impacts us. NASA will never stop studying our closest star for the benefit of all of us, terrestrial beings here on planet Earth.
Thank you, Administrator Nelson. So, Michael, we've been getting a lot of questions on social media. Shall we dive in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So, I have a question here from Priyesh Patel on YouTube, and they ask, do events like eclipses occur in a similar pattern geographically?
Oh, absolutely. Geographically, we get the same sort of shape of an eclipse that will move slightly northward in its progression. So this is called the Saros cycle. And every 18 years or so, there's a repeated pattern of an eclipse, and the pattern itself repeats a little bit further north each time. And so we get these overlapping patterns that are exactly the same over time.
Amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's really surprising. Okay, and before I go on to my second question, I just want to mention that in the telescope view now, we are seeing a partial eclipse and a lot of bite out of the sun.
Oh yeah, it's getting a bit bigger. We're not quite to 50% yet, but yeah, it is getting there. It's pretty exciting.
That's so exciting. Okay, so the second question I have is Sammy Connor on YouTube, and they ask, how does the Ring of Fire eclipse affect the light from the sun reaching Earth?
Ooh, that's a fantastic question, because this has something to do with the science that we can do with eclipses as well. So as the sun gets blocked by the moon progressively, there are parts of the sun, active regions specifically, that will be blocked, and the light from the active regions won't be able to hit the Earth's atmosphere. So we can actually study the effects. We can actually study these effects. We'll hear a little bit more about this later in the program.
Amazing. Okay, so a third question is, one of our viewers on YouTube asks, how do eclipse glasses work?
Ooh, that's a great question.
So these things.
Yeah, we have eclipse glasses. Okay, so you see the lenses right here. This is a mylar film, and the coating on it blocks over 99% of the white light that comes here. Not only that, but it also blocks infrared and ultraviolet light, so it keeps your entire eye safe. So it's really that coating that keeps us safe from the powerful sun's light.
I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Of course.
So remember, wherever you're watching in the show, ask a question in the comments below using the hashtag AskNASA, and we'll be answering more later today. So now let's head back to Tahira and Gina in Kerrville, Texas.
Thank you, Joy and Michael. The weather looks great in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
It does, yeah.
So, folks, if you're just joining us, we're following the 2023 Annular solar eclipse as it sweeps across the Americas. Now, coming up soon, James at our eclipse desk will be plugging us into our very first views of annularity taking place in Eugene, Oregon. Now, Gina, as we anticipate this beginning first moment, can you walk us through what exactly is happening when an annularity takes place?
Sure. So when the annularity is taking place, that's when the moon is going to be in front of the sun. Now, for the annular eclipse, it's not going to completely block the sun, so we'll have that ring of fire that we get to see in the sky. And if you take a look at that live feed from the telescope that we're seeing right now in Kerrville, we already have a bite taken out of the sun from our perspective as well.
Wow, and so that's just going to pass directly over, but not fully cover it.
Exactly. We'll still have that ring peeking out.
Beautiful. And I mean, we're seeing something, but will anything else happen? Like, will we feel anything?
Yeah, so that's the fun thing about these solar eclipses is the fact that there will be environmental changes. So we'll feel that temperature drop, maybe a change in humidity and wind as well, but also nature will respond. So check out, how it feels around you. The birds will nest and go back to their trees. The crickets will come out, starting to chirp. It'll feel kind of dramatic when this happens, too.
Can't wait to feel that with you today. And folks, I mean, it's not just us here on Earth plugged into today's action. Emily Ferfaro with NASA Communications had a chance to chat with two astronauts aboard the International Space Station to learn more about the sun from their unique perspective off our planet.
Jasmine, Satoshi, this is so exciting to be talking with you. This is the coolest thing that I've ever done. As you know, all eyes are going to be on the sun on October 14th as we experience an annular solar eclipse. And so I'm wondering, have either of you ever seen a solar eclipse of any kind?
Emily, actually, coincidentally, my very first day at NASA was August 21st, 2017. Which was an incredible solar eclipse. All my classmates and I got to go outside and stare up with everyone. Pretty much everyone else at NASA was outside in those moments looking at the solar eclipse. So that's something I'll always remember.
Wow, oh my gosh, what an incredible first day that must have been. Solar eclipse events provide scientists with a unique opportunity to study the sun in different ways. So with that, I'm wondering, how do you study space weather and impacts from the sun on the International Space Station?
Well, Emily, from the International Space Station, we have a really unique vantage point looking back at the Earth. But also there are several experiments actually mounted right outside here on the Japanese experiment facility outside of the GEM module.
Regarding the space weather, specifically from solar flare activities point of view, specialists on the ground kindly observe it continuously, and when there is a big solar flare, they notifies it of us, and we move to a relatively safe place on the International Space Station.
Wow, I am so glad that you're well protected up there on the International Space Station. I want to touch back on the annular solar eclipse. This celestial event kickstarts NASA's Heliophysics Big Year, which is a global celebration of sun science and a year where we're inviting the public to do as many sun-related activities as possible. And so I'm wondering, what is your favorite thing about the sun?
Well, Emily, for me, I don't particularly like the dark, and I don't particularly like being cold. So I'm a big fan of the light and the warmth the sun brings. We wouldn't be the planet we are without the sun.
Yeah, Emily, I echo Jaws, and I like the brightness and the warmth of the sun, and I'm looking forward to the next solar eclipse.
That reminds me of something that my friends in heliophysics say, which is that the sun touches everything. With that, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today about the sun, and I hope that you both have a great view of the eclipse wherever you might be, and good luck with the rest of your mission.
Thanks so much, Emily. Have a good one.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Thank you.
I mean, how cool is that? Can you imagine seeing the shadow of an eclipse on Earth from space? It would just have to be incredible. Now, folks, the crowd is growing here in Kerrville, Texas, as we inch closer to our moment to witness that Ring of Fire effect in person. Now, it's a good time to check in with James at our Eclipse desk. James, how are things looking on your end?
Hate to hear, yeah, so we're still just a little bit away from the annularity here in Kerrville, Texas. Really cool to see the science going on in the International Space Station. Coincidentally, there's actually some really cool science going on just a little bit to the west of us in just a few moments in White Sands, New Mexico. And right now I'm actually joined by scientist Jamie Favors, who can walk us through exactly what we're about to see with this sounding rocket launch. Jamie, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, James.
Yeah, so is this your first annular eclipse?
It is, yeah, and first time launching rockets into an eclipse too, so.
Amazing, and we're about to have the first of 3 launches. I understand we're kind of timing these launches out to specific times here, right?
Yeah, so you're exactly right. So we'll have 3 launches during the eclipse, about 35 minutes before the peak. That'll be this first one, right in the middle of the peak, and then 35 minutes after the peak. Studying that upper atmosphere, the ionosphere, kind of see what are those impacts from the sun that really change, important features of the upper atmosphere that impact things like radio communications, satellite operations. Yeah.
And we just had a launch yesterday in Cape Canaveral, Florida, of our Psyche mission. That's going out into deep space, but these rockets, which just launched actually here,
Perfect.
this is just took off, so this is actually going to come back down afterwards.
That's right. So we're seeing first stage burnout here, about 6 seconds in. Blink out for a second, so the rocket's still moving along. There we see the rail, the pad that we just launched from. So as we're launching into space, we're going to start making measurements roughly about a minute into launch, so we're a few seconds in now. I bet we're getting pretty close to the second stage lighting off at this point to take us all the way into space. So roughly that 1 minute mark is where we start to do a lot of the science. The payload separates from the rocket. We have some deployables we'll release from that payload out at that point. We'll start moving that payload around in space so that it's starting to make good measurements. We have these booms or arms that come off of the payload, start making different measurements there of like magnetic structures, electric structures in the upper atmosphere, as well as temperature and density. One way to kind of think about this, what the shadow of the eclipse is doing in that upper atmosphere is it's creating these waves as all those temperature and density changes are occurring. So kind of think about it in the way of like a boat moving through the water. Yeah. We've all seen a boat move and you see the waves propagating out from it or moving away from the boat. That same thing is happening here with the eclipse and that shadow. So with those 3 rockets, we're launching one right before the boat moves through, one right in the middle of the boat coming by, and then one right after the boat moves through, or the eclipse shadow.
Sweet, and so we are just now a couple minutes away from actually getting annularity here in Kerrville, Texas. Our first view is actually going to be up in the Pacific Northwest, up in Eugene, Oregon. They are going to be experiencing this starting at around 9:17 local time. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck for the next 2 launches.
Yeah, thank you so much, James.
Back to you, Tahira.
Wow, I mean, if the day wasn't exciting enough, now we've got a rocket launch in the mix. It's
so exciting.
It's incredible. And I mean, what a NASA broadcast, right? And so thank you, James and Jamie. Now, Gina, we have a lot of great questions rolling in from our viewers online. How do you feel about taking a few?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. So our first question is from Entertainment on Facebook, who asks, how often do eclipses happen?
Great question. Well, thank you for that. So there are actually eclipse seasons, and so we can get eclipses about 2 to 3 times a year. You might expect them to happen every time there's a new moon, but that's not the case because the orbit of the moon is tilted by about 5 degrees, which means sometimes the shadow is a little too high and it doesn't hit Earth, and sometimes a little too low. So we need those eclipse seasons as that sweet spot.
Okay, nice. And so I actually have a really great follow-up to that. Okay. Spectacular Science Podcast on YouTube asks, how do you predict solar eclipses then?
Okay, well, it's actually pretty straightforward how to calculate the eclipses because we have a good understanding of the moon's orbit. We have a good understanding of the Earth's orbit and how that whole system is connected. And so we kind of take the geometry and the inputs that we have, and we're able to pretty accurately predict those eclipses. And so these are things that we can look out decades in advance to understand when eclipses can occur.
Oh, cool. And so how often would an eclipse pass in the same city? Do you know?
Well, so for total solar eclipses, it's very unique for an eclipse to pass more than, it's about once every 375 years that a location can experience it. So it's pretty hard to be in the same spot to see a total solar eclipse more than once.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we have a user on X who asks, Will the International Space Station photobomb the eclipse? That would look very cool.
Yeah, and so we just got to hear from, you know, the International Space Station, and the unique thing about our astronauts on board is that they have a totally different vantage point for studying the eclipses, and they get to actually view the shadow of the moon as it passes over the Earth. And there are experiments that we have on board the space station as well. And so, you know, with NASA, we have all of these different eclipse experiments that are taking place, and we try to take advantage of every perspective that we have.
Awesome. So we have a final question from Dante. This is going to be a quick one.
Okay.
But Dante on Facebook, who wants to know, will the moon block solar wind along its path during this Ring of Fire eclipse?
Oh, I love that question. So the solar wind is actually a stream of charged particles that's constantly coming off of the sun, and it interacts with the Earth and other planets in our solar system. Now, the Earth's magnetic field actually blocks a majority of those particles from interacting with Earth. Some are able to get through and interact with our upper atmosphere, but for the sake of the eclipse, most of the particles will still kind of be able to be deflected around the Earth's magnetic field. There will be some that are able to interact with the moon, but it wouldn't have a huge impact on what we experience at Earth.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Gina. And thank you to everybody sending in these questions online. We will get to some more of what you want to know by later on in the show. So keep sending those questions in using the hashtag AskNASA. Now, let's check in with Joy and Michael to see what's new in Albuquerque. Joy, how's it going?
Thanks to her and Gina. So we're just under 30 minutes away from Annularity in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Michael, shall we put on our glasses to see what the sun and moon are doing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so you're seeing a deep partial solar eclipse. More than half of the sun is blocked out, and so you just see a crescent of sunlight peeking out.
Wow, that is amazing. Annularity is just going to be stunning. I can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait either. This is terribly exciting. You can see a balloon inflating behind us. We have Annularity coming. It is all coming together today.
I just can't believe that an annular eclipse is happening at the same time as the fiesta.
It really feels special, doesn't it?
And actually, earlier this week, I even got to fly in a hot air balloon, which is just amazing.
That's fantastic.
I met an amazing balloon pilot, Jonathan Wolf, who's been launching balloons in Albuquerque for decades. So let's take a look at our ride. So for complete newbies, how does a hot air balloon work?
It's a great question. It's physics, simply. We heat up the air inside the balloon, and that makes it less dense, and then that makes it float. Now, what that means, though, is we can only control up and down. The way we fly and the way we navigate is by choosing different layers of air to fly in.
And I've heard that there is a box, the Albuquerque box. Could you explain what that means?
Certainly. It's one of the reasons why Albuquerque is a famous place for ballooning. Sometimes what happens is at a higher elevation, the wind is going to the north, and at the surface, it's going to the south. That's what we call the Albuquerque box. Sometimes the box works out such that you can fly to the south and go up, fly to the north, and then come down and fly back south and land right where you took off, which is an extraordinary and wonderful accomplishment. It's super fun when you can do that.
So for someone who's never been in a balloon, what is it like?
It's unlike any other form of flying. In a balloon, you're actually outside, right? You're standing in a little basket, and there's no windows. You're just out there in the air, and it's just science, right? It's buoyancy, like I said, it's applied physics, but it feels like magic. It's a ballooner eclipse.
Oh, yeah!
I love that. It's very calm. There's no movement, no wind. When you're moving with the wind, so you're at equilibrium. It feels very calm and peaceful. At the same time, it's really exciting and it's intense. So it's this wonderful combination of intensity and mellow, serene, tranquil beauty, absorbing.
What's up, everybody? We are in San Antonio, Texas. This where we're waiting for the eclipse, and what we're up against here, it's about 42 minutes until 100% annularity. That's the ring of fire. You can see the cloud cover, but right next to that, Yuli, if you want to show them, there is blue sky. I mean, we probably have 10 or 15 more minutes of cloud cover here, and then we're going to get a really good break. Lots of people here. This is the Scobee Center in San Antonio on the campus of San Antonio College. I'm meteorologist Brad Souter in San Antonio. Thousands of people have come out here to this central San Antonio location. It's a great location, lots of parking. There is food. There is national media here as well, all with the hopes that this is one of the best places in the country to see the event. But it would not be if the clouds are here. You guys excited about the eclipse?
Yeah, yes, of course. We came all the way from Dallas.
You came from Dallas?
Dallas, yeah, to see the solar eclipse.
About what, a 5-hour drive?
Yeah, 4+ hours. 4 + 4 odd hours, 4.5.
What do you think about the cloud cover right now?
Oh, that we will be getting disappointed if we don't see it.
I think a lot of people will. Well, good news, it's starting to clear out now. I think
we are hoping that, it will work and then clouds will go away and we'll be able to see that solar eclipse.
Well, good luck, guys. Have fun.
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
So, coming from Dallas, people from all over the place. Who do we have here? How are you?
Hi, I am well. My name is Nadine Gonzalez de Jesus, president of San Antonio College.
Oh, you are the president. Okay, wow. Yes. How long have you been president here?
9 months, sir, and it has been an honor and a pleasure to work with a tremendous staff.
And you have a wonderful event here. I mean, there are thousands of people here.
That's right. We are expecting up to 5,000 today. And of course, we all know what's going to happen. The annular solar eclipse ring of fire, my friends. So if your family or your friends are not doing anything right now, this is the place to be. San Antonio College at 1819 North Main Avenue, San Antonio, Texas.
So you guys put together a great event here. I mean, how long did this take to put? I mean, it's like you planned a festival.
Absolutely. The Scobee education team, they have been working day in and day out for about a year. And of course, this is not possible without, of course, the sponsorships of Celestron, Boeing, and NASA. We're super excited about the opportunity that we have to offer this to our community because San Antonio College is the college of the people right here in the city of San Antonio, Texas.
I love your enthusiasm, and it's hard not to be enthusiastic about this turnout. I'm still reserved because I'm like, come on, get the clouds gone because, yeah, it'll be a lot better if it's sunny.
Absolutely. However, just know that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This is the opportunity for you to bring your kids, whether it's cloudy or not. Come on over. Don't waste any time. We have solar glasses to protect your eyes from the sun so that you can, too, enjoy the ring of fire. At the end of the day, my friends, the event and the show is taking place right here, right now at the campus of San Antonio College. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. You do not want to miss it. It's also an opportunity to instill in your kids a passion for science and mathematics and technology and engineering and the beauty of our universe. Yeah. We are part of a tremendous world right now. We are one part of the universe. We are in Mother Earth, right? And when you think about that, we are one of the planets that exists all around the universe. And we still yet have to explore everything that the universe has to offer to us. But thanks to our colleagues and partners and friends at NASA and Boeing and Celestron, we are able to offer these types of opportunities for our friends in the community. Sometimes free of charge and sometimes at a very, very low cost.
I love you. I can see why you are the president of this great establishment. Thank you for coming out here today. Let's just get rid of the clouds. It looks like we're getting closer to it. So
That's right. So please make sure you tell your friends to come over to San Antonio College. And where is it? 1819 219 North Main Avenue, San Antonio, Texas.
And how long are you here today? I know the eclipse runs until 1:30 San Antonio time.
That's right. We are going to be here until 2 p.m. There is an atmosphere of a festival, right? Yeah. This is like a carnival right now. We got games, we got food trucks, we got activities for the young at heart and for the very young. So this is the day for you to come to San Antonio College, whether you have other plans or not, change them and come over.
Thank you so much. The president of San Antonio College, we appreciate you. Let's do a check now and see how we're doing with some of the cloud cover, Yuli. In fact, back over just to the west of here, we have very few clouds. In fact, even right next to this, and we're getting ready to get a nice view of the eclipse. We're T-minus about 35 minutes away. About 35 minutes away from seeing this in its 100% annularity. And earlier we were talking about annularity, and the word annular meaning ring. So it's the ring of fire eclipse. Okay, this is different than the total solar eclipse because the moon size is not quite large enough to cover up the entire sun, so you get that ring of fire, the outer ring. You still need glasses. Now, with the path of totality, when you have the total solar eclipse next April, you won't need your glasses at 100% totality, but this one you still will. It's getting very busy here. Folks from all over the country are here. We just talked to somebody from Dallas. Hi, guys. How are you? You excited today? You got me on camera. I got you on camera. Yeah. Where are you from?
Montana.
You came from Montana?
Yes.
Wow. What part of Montana?
Sydney, Montana. It's right over by North Dakota.
Oh, well, welcome. You're on. We might be on TV in Montana too. We're all over the place, but so it looks like we're getting ready to clear out right in perfect time. Have you been concerned about the clouds?
Not really.
No, great. You're just here to have fun.
I got to see the 2017 eclipse, so this is just a bonus and fun time on vacation.
Now, seeing it in 2017, did that make you say, "Where is the next eclipse? I gotta go"?
Absolutely. It was so fun.
Well, good news here. We're also going to have it for the total eclipse in April. It's the only place in the world where you can see both the annular and the solar here in San Antonio.
Perfect.
So you might be back.
We might be back. Yeah.
What do you think of the city so far?
I love this city. Just the Riverwalk, the SeaWorld, all the shopping, everything.
And an eclipse.
Yes, and everything's so close here. The way the roads are set up, it's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you for speaking to us. I won't keep you from all the festivities, but have a great rest of Eclipse Day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
People are enjoying the eclipse coming from Montana. We just talked to someone from Dallas. And where are you from?
From the island, Galveston.
You're from Galveston, okay. And so you came over today or yesterday?
Just today, but I didn't know this was happening.
So wait a minute, you didn't come for the eclipse?
That's my daughter over there, my granddaughter.
Okay, they're snickering. Come here, you guys. Come here, you guys. So, Grandma did not know there was an eclipse?
No.
Back up over here for me real quick. So she just told me she's from Galveston. You guys live here?
Yes, we do.
Okay. She came to visit you.
Yes, so she can. I do like folklorico, so she can come see me and to see the eclipse.
Okay, well, have fun, you guys. Tell me your name.
Genevieve.
Genevieve, I love that. That is beautiful. Nice to see you, Genevieve. You're excited?
I watch the news every day in the morning. And
well, thank you. Thank you so much, Genevieve. So, yeah, viewers here, we're on TV right now all over the country as well. So you got to say hey to everybody. Bye. Hi there. How are you? Are you excited about the eclipse?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, great. You got your glasses?
Yeah, it's with my parents.
Okay, very good. Well, we're getting ready to clear out. Run over there and take a look. Yuli, go ahead and show what's happening because we are clearing out rapidly. So.
Do not look at it without them.
say hi.
Hi, guys. Well, nice to see you. Oh, well, thank you so much. Oh, I'm tall. Yeah, yeah. We're streaming online right now. It looks like we're getting ready to have a nice break in this. Yuli, show them here. Just a couple more minutes and we'll be clearing on out. But yep, this is San Antonio, Texas. This is the campus of San Antonio College. This is the Scobee Center. Have you guys been inside to check out?
I work here, so yes,
You work
I have here. Yes.
You've been inside then?
I have.
That
It's
makes
awesome.
a lot of sense. So what do you do here?
I am an advisor currently for Upward Bound. So I work at Burbank High School with high school students.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Well, thank you for working with the students. Seems like there are plenty of students out here today.
Of course, there's a lot of people. I didn't think there was going to be this many people.
The president of the school was telling me 5,000, but I think this is more.
More, yeah. I saw her talking to you. She's a little firecracker. She's awesome.
Firecracker, yes.
Good word, right? She's little but mighty.
Yeah, I was blown away. But that's been the issue, not an issue per se, but places that have been having watch parties, they didn't know if they were going to have 1,000 people or 100,000 people. I mean, 5,000, this is probably double that.
I agree. It's a lot of people.
No, it's great. Well, nice to meet you. Thank you very much. Erica Nicholas. Hi, guys. Thank you. Yeah, let's do it. Yuli, go and show what's happening back up there. Coming back out, let me do a little check here. People are now putting their glasses on because this is that moment that we are finally clearing on out. So I can describe to you what we're seeing, and we have probably about almost 50%, about a 50% ring right now. Yuli, do you want to try to put on your solar filter to get a check? So what we're going to do is, and you might see a little bit of a weird jiggling around of the shot. We're going to put on our solar filter for you, and so you can see exactly what we see. We haven't needed up until this point because obviously it has been so very cloudy, but as promised, the sun is coming out. So the shot's going to be a little blown out right now. He's putting on what you need as a solar filter. It's a filter kind of like your eyes. A lens of a camera is just like the lens of your eyes. Okay, so he said show the people. So we have this and this. So this is going to go on and do basically what this does. So Yuli's going to put on the DSLR solar filter. Since we're live streaming, normally we take down the shot, but this is how it works. All right. It's going to be dark here at first. The camera says low light. Well, that's that's what we need. He's screwing it on, and now gonna have to probably change the iris around a little bit. He's painting the camera over. We're still on here. We haven't lost the signal. We're just gonna make sure we can get this. Okay. So we can focus that a little bit, because right now it just looks like me trying to take a picture with my cell phone. There.
Right where I stand. Well, it's statistically extraordinary.
Well, yeah, too. in less than 6 months.
Everybody's excited about it. City Council, county commissioners, everybody's working diligently to be able to provide safe opportunity for the influx of people.
This will be the biggest event in the history of the city, and that's why the city is preparing. We're preparing to make the event enjoyable for everybody who wants to see this tremendous natural phenomenon.
I think that Kerrville has done an awesome job of preparing, way in advance.
It's getting that message out to people to make sure that they're taken care of personally, but then there's the science part of it, letting them know what is an eclipse.
And I'm just having a great time going out and talking to civic organizations and clubs and to talk about eclipses. So this will be my 4th and 5th solar eclipses.
I've seen total eclipse in Nebraska. I drove 1,200 miles for a little over 2 minutes, and it was well worth it.
And just couldn't believe the experience of the eclipse. I mean, it literally gives me goosebumps every time I talk about it. It's a visceral, emotional experience that is just, you have to experience it to understand.
I thought I knew what it would be like, but I gasped at the sheer wonder.
It's going to be you're going to hear that intake of air and awe.
It was the most beautiful natural thing I've ever seen. So to have an eclipse basically in my backyard is just, it's indescribable.
As you can see, the town is alive, preparing for these spectacular moments. Now, Gina, the sun not only impacts us here on Earth, right?
That's right, Tahira. So the sun impacts our entire solar system. And in fact, when we explore with NASA, that's something that we have to take into consideration.
So I'm glad you said
Pure obsidian. And I'll take off the filter.
Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So you were just telling me you bought this in Cozumel, Mexico. And what is this made out of?
Pure obsidian.
So it's in the shape of a ring. And do you want to show me how you do it? I just looked through it. It's great. It's super clear.
Mm-hmm.
How did you know that this was going to be working for the eclipse?
Well, the Mayans used it to do their calendar.
Yeah, the Mayans were brilliant. They even knew when the next eclipse was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for a lot of people, the eclipse is kind of an emotional, almost a religious experience. The Mayans, have you ever seen a full eclipse before?
Once, but I was really young, so I don't really remember it.
Okay, well, you're getting ready to see something awesome here in about 20 minutes. Tell me your name.
Ayla.
Ayla, show me one more time how it works, because now we have the camera pointed at us. So
it's pure obsidian, and if you close one eye and look through it, it's really clear.
Let me try it one more time, because yeah, that's amazing. That's even clearer than kind of the NASA picture that we have coming in. So thank you, Ayla, for showing. That's awesome. So there you go. The Mayans taught us how to view the eclipse. have a look around, you guys. Here's everybody else, many thousands of people here. We're 20 minutes away. Thank you, Ayla. Thank you very much for showing me that, guys. About 20 minutes away from seeing the eclipse. You're going to put the, okay. So we're going to put the filter back on here because we do have to take it off every now and then due to the lens and, of course, potential damage. So we leave it on for about 3 or 4 minutes and then put it back on. So he's putting the lens back on now, so the picture does go dark. So keep the shot up, and it's back on. Now he's going to pan up and show you our eclipse that is 20 minutes away. So we're at a good 50% coverage now. This is one of 2 eclipses that we have in San Antonio coming up. It's this one and then the other one in April, which is the 100% totality. This one will be 100% annularity, and we're nearly there. I'm the meteorologist in San Antonio, and there was a lot of nerves this week with the forecast. It was clear one day. The next day it was suggesting clouds that will be in the forecast for this morning. And there have been clouds. And even being out here, I've questioned, will it clear in time? I'm like, all right, Brad, trust your forecast. And it is clearing out just in time. If you're in South San Antonio right now, just south of the city, you might want to grab your car and head north. The north side of San Antonio is great. Just south of the city, you might be with more cloud cover. You have about 20 minutes here in the Alamo City. The eclipse will last for just over 4 minutes when it's in totality. It hasn't started getting dark here yet. I would say, though, the full sun is definitely not as hot as a full sun normally would feel. Because we have 100% sunshine right now, and it doesn't feel like it's sunny. It's kind of coolish. It's almost like we're in the shade. My daughter just nodded her head and agreed. I have her here with me. Yeah, as you look around here, the sunlight seems dimmed, and as you can see on our camera shot, this is the reason why. So the sun, of course, continues to move through the day. It's the Earth spinning, so we move the camera every couple of minutes as well to keep up with the movement of the sun. All right, so hi Cynthia. Yep, showing the sky. I know we from here on out we're going to try to focus on what's happening on the sky, because obviously that's what everybody's here for. We'll probably have to pull the shot down here in a couple of minutes to keep the lens from getting too hot. But then once we do get in more of that totality mode or the annularity mode, the sunlight won't be as bright, so we'll be able to keep the camera shot on the sun a little longer. A lot of the shots that you're seeing online from NASA are from telescopes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull the the camera back down to take off the solar lens, and here in about 5 minutes or so we'll be able to put it back up and probably be able to leave it up because of the less and less light. So we'll give you some crowd shots here, but maybe this is also a good time too, if you have your own solar glasses, to go check this out. Just as we brought down the shot, we had a couple little small clouds move across the sun, and it got kind of as dark as if there was a thunderstorm kind of in the area. There are no storms, but the small amount of light that we're seeing from the sun. So hey guys, meteorologist Brad Souter, San Antonio, Texas. Again, don't look at the sun without your glasses. I mean, I know sometimes you can sneak a peek at the sun, but it will ruin your exposure. Your eyes will be blinded for a couple of minutes. So when you do put your glasses back on, you won't see anything. So don't make that mistake. I think a lot of people do that once or twice, but the worst time to do it would be getting up into this point. But San Antonio College, many thousands of people here. They were estimating 5,000. I would say there's 15,000 people. It is really, really busy. It is really great. You can look around seeing others taking the selfies with their glasses on. 15 minutes away from 100% totality of the annular eclipse. And again, the best way to say that is 100% annularity. I don't like to use the word annularity very much because it's so similar to the word annual, meaning yearly. This doesn't happen very often. It's once in a lifetime. And the last time San Antonio got to see 100% annularity was, well, it wasn't even, it was Mexico. It was in the 1820s here in San Antonio, the last time this happened here. So what we're looking at right now is a DIY project built by the communications director of the Scobee Education Center here, the planetarium. He has built essentially a large viewing lens, just like the glasses, where people, if they can't put the glasses on for whatever the reason, they are able to look through and maybe take pictures of the sun through that. Filter back on now as the rays of the sun are getting much less and less. T-minus about 12 minutes from 100%. We're refocusing the camera now. It's turning out to be a gorgeous day in San Antonio. I will tell you, the temperature has dropped in the last few minutes. It is noticeably cooler now. Almost as if it's dusk, as if the sun is kind of like it's 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. The numbers have gone down for sure. I'm trying to pull up some of the observations and see how much we have cooled. Well, only about a degree or two, but I would say maybe the cooler feeling is the less light, because a lot of times during this part of the day, if you're in the sun is making you warmer and warmer.
You've been out here since 6 o'clock this morning, huh? Well, overnight.
No, not 6 o'clock. I got out here about 10 o'clock. It was cloudy and not much happening until the last little bit. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. So tell me your name.
My name is Mario.
Mario. And Mario, are you a local San Antonio resident?
Actually, no.
No? Where are you from?
I'm from Hondo.
Hondo. Okay. All right. For folks
I live in Hondo, but I'm from Laredo.
From folks watching around the country right now, Hondo is about 30 minutes outside of San Antonio.
30 minutes.
Yeah. Just to the west. Beautiful part of Texas. Have you ever seen an eclipse before?
No.
No. Here's a shot of it right now without your glasses. So that's live. That's our location. We have some people watching from San Antonio. Folks. Yeah, you can see it through. Hey, another place that you might be able to see it is in the shadow of the tree leaves. Come over here. Tell me your name one more time.
Mario.
Mario, look at this. And we're going to keep the shot up. Mario, look here. You can see crescents. Can you see the crescents in between? You have to look over here in the middle when the leaves aren't moving.
Oh,
you see that?
yes. Oh, my God. A bunch of them.
Yeah, so that, you're going to show that? Okay. So we're going to bring the camera over here and show people too, Mario, because, yeah, it's when the light's moving around a little bit, it's a little bit harder to see. The trees blowing, but isn't that neat?
That is so cool.
This would be equivalent to the kind of the pinhole box that people make. They make that, but the tree is kind of doing it for you.
That is so cool.
Yeah, walk around and find some other trees. Some other trees with different leaves will actually probably look better, but enjoy, Mario. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So what I was just showing Mario over here was, and Yuli, maybe you'll be able to see it a little bit better, but look right up in here. All right, once the leaves stop blowing around, it looks like just a shadow, but once the leaves stop, you will see the shape of the well, now there's a cloud over the sun, so oh no, here it comes back out. Here it comes. And there's not much left of the sun, so that's why. Okay, there you go. Can you see the shape of the exact eclipse right in here? You see the dark spot and just a little crescent of the sun that is left. So there's some of it over there too. But all right, we're 9 minutes out, so we're going to get that solar lens back on and let it play out in all of its glory, because we're at a good 85% annularity here. All right, so your shot's going to go a little bit dark right now, but we're just refocusing and putting the lens back on. Because again, don't try to take a picture of this with your camera. You can damage your camera lens. You have to have a solar filter. Okay, about 7 minutes out. Nice job, Yuli. Yuli, our photographer, is it really difficult to get the shot? What do you have to do to focus?
So it takes, first of all, you got to put on the lens. Now to focus, you're aiming at the sun. So any little touch of the camera, any little movement, it's going to make your shot blurry. So it just small touches here and there to make sure your focusing is right. So it's not easy as per se. Thank you.
Now tell me, have you shot an eclipse before?
Actually, no, this is my first time, so I'm very excited for shooting this eclipse. But, you know, it's a great thing that our job, that our boss, Luis Escamilla, got us the special lens so we can shoot this. So I'm really appreciative for that.
Indeed, indeed. And a lot of people have to travel to come to these. We've been talking to people that have come a short distance from Hondo, 30 minutes away, to as far away as Montana. And she specifically came from Montana to San Antonio just to see this. She's never been to San Antonio before, but all the way here. So Yuli, it's pretty great. I mean, this is your hometown. This is your backyard.
Yes, exactly. This is so awesome. You know, it's great to experience this with the family. And not only that, you know, having this live feed is so convenient. My wife shared it to her family in Mexico. So now our family in Mexico is watching this too at the same time. So friends and families are sharing this link. Please share this link, comment, you know, and make sure everybody get to enjoy this. You know, it's a great experience. We have, thankfully, the technology to show this. You know, not need those special glasses. You can watch it right here from the comfort of your home. So this is really, really cool. Let me just readjust my camera one more time because that sun is moving and it moves pretty fast. So let me just readjust that.
Yuli Romero, thank you very much for you and your camera skills here. We're just 5 minutes away from totality of the annular eclipse. The sky has not gotten really any darker. I would say the sky is bluer. The sky has gotten bluer. It's weird looking around here. It's now. How did you get that shot?
My phone.
Just pointing your phone?
Yeah, I use the like that. Okay? And then I can do that. I just need to find it. Hold on. They basically use their AI to clean it up, and
is that a Samsung?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if Apple can do that. Samsung may win for the eclipse.
It's like I'm waiting for the whole thing so I can get the ring. And it'll be nice.
Okay, I have my daughter's over here. Are you trying it? Are you able to get the shot on your cell phone? Oh, you are. You're doing better than mine. I'm trying. So, but you can't zoom in though. You need more hands. Here, do it again. I'll try to zoom in for you. Oh, that's amazing. You did that?
Yeah, I did that.
That's not bad. Guys, we're 4 minutes away. 4 minutes away from totality in San Antonio, Texas. On my phone, I don't think I can get it to do it. 3 minutes out, 3 minutes from 100% annularity. It's trippy when you look around at the light. Kind of looks like if you get up from sitting down for too long and you're kind of dizzy. It's kind of dizzying. It's calming. 2 minutes out. Did you see the... The wind has really calmed down as temperatures have dropped a little bit more. There has been some concern in Texas. Texas uses so much solar energy that normally the grid is at max power right now with sun. So many solar farms right now, the power is going way down. I have a solar power at my house, and my current reading should be at about 12 kilowatt hours, which is 12,000 watts. I'm only producing 500 watts right now at my house. So it's less than 10%. I mean, we're talking less than 5% of what the normal power output of the sun would be. It's a little brighter than that out here. It's kind of like evening, but we're 1 minute away. Very nice. All right, here we are. We are approaching. Watch this, folks. This is going to be awesome. Here we go. Here we go. It's closing. Here we go, folks. About 10 seconds. There we are. That's 100% annularity of the eclipse in San Antonio. This will last about 4 minutes. San Antonio, Texas is in 100% annularity to last 4 minutes. Thousands of people here at the Scobee Center at San Antonio College looking up at the Ring of Fire. I moved it for you.
I mean, readjust it.
About 2 more minutes of this 100% Ring of Fire eclipse.
She's not leaving us. Give me the cue for her.
I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the DJ here has fired up some Johnny Cash Ring of Fire play. We have drones in the air. Special balloons, research balloons too, have been flying across Texas here from some of the universities in cooperation with NASA. Eclipses are rare. It's a rare opportunity to be able to study parts of the sun that we normally can't see because you can't just block out the sun naturally. Massive research taking place at this very moment that will be studied for decades. If you have a special telescope, you can even see solar flares that would normally never be visible from normal land-based telescopes. We're getting ready to come out of 100% annularity now. And just now we have lost 100% annularity, but still about 99% of the sun is covered. It's been an amazing opportunity for folks in San Antonio. There were clouds earlier, and there was a lot of concern folks wouldn't be able to see this. But this has turned out to be an amazing place to be able to view the annular eclipse. First time I've been able to see one in my lifetime. Special moment. Yeah, the lighting is still quite odd. The sky is blue and bright. The land looks like dusk. Shadows are long, and normally at noontime there aren't very many shadows. Lots of media has been here for this event. Folks are enjoying something they've never seen before in their life. I see the many thousands of you watching, streaming across the country, streaming live on a couple hundred different TV stations and platforms, many tens of thousands of you being able to watch this. If you haven't seen one of these in your city, when you do get the opportunity in future years, you're going to want to put it in your calendar for down the road. I put this in my calendar in 2017. I was in Oklahoma and got to see just part of the solar eclipse, about 90%. And I put it in my phone, 2023, in October of 2023. Make sure you don't miss that one. And then in 2024, thinking, well, I'm going to have to travel, but I actually moved to the only place in the world where both of them will occur from October and until April. So April of 2024 is the 100% eclipse. And those are life-changing moments. People even describe tearing up and crying. It's an emotional experience that they can't really describe. This one has been a very special experience. The kids that partake will never forget the rest of their life. Off the solar filter here and show you some of the sights and sounds of the Scobee Center at San Antonio College. National media has picked this location, local media. We are a part of the local media here in town. I'm the morning meteorologist on Fox San Antonio. They expected about 5,000 people, but there are many more than 5,000 here. I know you're looking at a camera shot back across the parking lot, but this stretches many different directions. It's turned into almost a festival or a fair here. Food vendors, music, tacos. Are you getting hungry, Yuli? Hey, but the big sign right there I see is barbecue. Texas barbecue. San Antonio, one of the best places in the country to get barbecue. And tacos. What'd you think? Did you get to see it?
Yeah, this is my...
What'd you think?
It was really cool, and this is my picture.
Oh my gosh, that's a great picture. Did you have to put the glasses over the camera?
Yes, I did.
I found that kind of hard.
But after you did, you just had to remove a lot of light out of it.
Doesn't it look kind of weird outside right now?
Yes.
Yeah, the lighting, I mean, it's hard to describe. It's kind of like it's almost sunset, right?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Jonah.
Jonah, good talking to you. Mom's off camera. Did you guys plan this a while back, or?
We did. We came to the planetarium in July, and they told us about it, so we made the trip. We're from Houston area, so we drove down this morning.
Perfect. You'll have to come back for the total eclipse in April.
We probably will.
It's going to be even cooler. That's one that people travel all over the world to go and see.
Yeah.
I've talked to people from Montana, from Galveston, from Houston. It's a neat event.
Yeah, we liked it and all the events that they had here going for the kids, so it was nice.
Nice talking to you. Jonah, have fun. Get some barbecue. Thanks, guys. As anticipated, I thought this would be a big location for folks from Dallas, the DFW Metroplex, from Houston, outside of San Antonio. In Montana. So next up to bat for the 100% eclipse will be Corpus Christi, Texas. Corpus Christi, Texas. I love your discussion here. You guys are talking about Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet, I believe, back in the 1980s, John, and then I remember Hale-Bopp as well. Hale-Bopp back in the late 1990s. You were able to see that comet for about a few weeks, a couple months maybe. You just look up and there's a giant comet with a tail shooting across the sky.
Little scientific investigations yourself, and so yeah, the science is going to be front and center. There's also going to be some other things as well.
That's great. So what are you most excited about in this upcoming big year?
For me, it's the unity, right? Like the sun touches, it doesn't matter what race you are, what ethnicity, what culture, religion, whether you live in a rural community, urban community, it doesn't matter. The sun touches us all. And we like to call it our extraordinarily ordinary sun, because our sun is supposed to just be ordinary. But it is responsible and touches every living thing on Earth, and no other star that we know of has that level of responsibility. So that gives me hope that you can be ordinary and have an extraordinary impact.
That's amazing.
Well, I think our sun's pretty extraordinary by itself, so I don't know.
Thank you so much for joining us, Denise.
Thanks for having me.
So if you want to learn more about the Heliophysics Big Year, you can visit go.nasa.gov/heliobigyear. Michael, are you excited for the Heliophysics Big Year?
I am so excited because I get to be a rock star for an entire year, and then I go back to being a normal scientist again. No, it's going to be fantastic for science, for outreach, for everything. I am so excited for this.
Well, the Heliophysics Big Year has so many opportunities for folks around the world to get involved with NASA science, especially during the 2024 total solar eclipse. And one group of citizen scientists will be using their sensors to make observations. They'll gather sound recordings and help with data analysis to understand how wildlife will be impacted by solar eclipses. And you can help them too, no matter your citizenship. So now let's learn more.
During a total solar eclipse, it is almost like day becomes night very quickly.
So knowing that there's going to be a change in that light and life-giving energy means that we can predict when animals are going to have a rapid shift in their behavior,
which results in changes in the acoustic environment or the soundscape.
So the Eclipse Soundscapes Project is a project to determine how eclipses affect life here on Earth.
And there's a lot more to observation than just what you see. It's also important to think about what you hear.
We're measuring how the rapid onset of darkness during an eclipse affects wildlife by measuring the changes in sounds that they make.
The general public is best suited for this type of project because the general public is everywhere.
And that's really the power of the participatory science component of this project. It enables recordings and observations of soundscapes across the diversity of ecosystems covered by the path of totality.
Somebody's belting here at the Scobee Center.
There you go, you got it.
I just turned the mic off just now. Yeah, hey guys. So here you are. This is San Antonio, Texas. You've been watching the annular eclipse. 200 years since there's been a total eclipse in San Antonio, or at least a total annular eclipse. Facebook, social media, YouTube. Hello, everybody. I'm meteorologist Brad Souter. You've been watching San Antonio's version of the annular solar eclipse, which worked out beautifully. We had clouds, and there was question, would the clouds mess everything up? Well, right in time for the eclipse, it cleared out, and it was beautiful, and folks loved it. The sun's getting warmer now as it comes back out, and as Saturday rolls on into a beautiful weekend. So thanks for watching. That is the coverage live in San Antonio, Texas. I'm meteorologist Brad Souter from the Scobee Center. Have a great rest of your weekend.